Ooh, where am I going to begin? Well, the first thing I'm going to begin is on Monday. My wife and I are going to take a week off because this week has been packed with events every single day, and the weekend is still to come, homecoming weekend. So we need to catch our breath. So we're going to Disney World. Seriously, I don't know. We haven't decided. We can decide when we get there, but we're headed to Orlando for a few days. But the biggest thing that I'm working on right now is a visioning process. I'm visiting with our trustees. I'm visiting with alumni, donors. I'm going to be sitting down with students with SGA. I talked about this at SGA the other night, needing to pick their brains a little bit on what they'd like to see Milligan do next and where they'd like to see it go. So I'm going to be doing that and beginning to craft a more concrete vision for Milligan's long-range future. I've never been one to presume that I know exactly personally myself what Milligan needs to look like 10 years from now, but I want to get some input from our different constituency groups and start crafting that vision together.
Awesome. And I know like one of the big things that we've been talking about is new residence halls.
Right.
Do you know when those would start?
Well, as with most everything, it's contingent on funding. We are doing everything we can to secure the funding. We have a gift that has been offered to us. We'll receive the gift as soon as we actually start construction, and it's nearly $5 million. So that will go a long way toward getting those projects well underway. But we need some additional financing. So we're working with some donors, some prospective donors, to secure that funding. And we're also looking into the details of arranging our financing for that so we can get it underway. My hope would be that we would see them underway next year sometime. The earlier the better, because we're pretty much at capacity and we need the space.
Okay. And what about if we build new residence halls? What about like I know a lot of students want to know about cafeteria wise
Right,
or
right.
other things.
I would envision ultimately a couple things happening with food service. And again, all of this has to do with visioning. Um, One thing that needs to happen is our cafeteria could be increased. We could enlarge the cafeteria, perhaps out the back side. We've already enlarged it. You may not realize that it was much smaller than it was several years ago, and we enlarged it out the front side. So we could do that. But one of the other things we could do is distribute food service across campus a bit more, and maybe have some dining options throughout campus. Maybe a sandwich shop in Durthick or something like that. So at least during the lunch hour, there would be another place to eat. So those are the things that we want to do some visioning on and some dreaming about what we can do. Well, I want Milligan to be I want Milligan to always be relevant to the marketplace and to our students and to our churches and the people that we want to serve. So I just want us to be looking for new programs that we might want to consider adding, improvements, changes to existing ones, and those take a little time. There's when we talk about change, it can't happen overnight. It has to take a little bit of time. And in a college setting, I think a good college, lots of people have a hand in that. One of the things I believe strongly in is that I want our students and I want our alumni and our faculty, staff, everyone to have a real deep sense of ownership in what goes on here. And that means we have to participate. We all have to participate in those decisions and deciding what needs to be changed. Sure, I'll have some ideas and have some thoughts about things I would like to see us add. I'm not quite ready to throw those out yet because they need a little more. They need to season a little bit more in my mind. But I think that it needs a little bit of time to get that worked out. But I'm excited about where we're headed, and already just I feel a real sense of enthusiasm and excitement. And I really couldn't be more grateful for the reception that I've gotten from the students this year. It's just been terrific to be around them. Oh, it was great. It was great to have Senator Alexander here and Congressman Rowe here, who's standing right behind you. So don't say anything about it. It was terrific to have them, to have Dr. Stanton, who is just such a dear friend from East Tennessee State University, and all the others who are on campus. It really meant a lot to have Don Jeans and Marsha Leggett here, my predecessors. They've done such a great job leading Milligan, so it's really good to have them here and to know that I have their support. So I thought the ceremony was beautiful. I'm looking forward to watching it on tape or now I'm dating myself. I'm old. You didn't really tape it. It's on DVD of some sort, I'm sure. So I'm still dating myself. It's digital. I just need to stop talking. Uh, anyway, I'll watch it online on YouTube. I'll watch it on YouTube. And yeah, because being when you're sitting there in the midst of it, it's hard to absorb it all what's going on. But it was great. It was really really nice. Questions in the back? Well, that is a great question, and again, I just told this young lady I wish I knew myself exactly what Milligan would look like in 15 years. I'll throw out a couple of dramatic things. I think that Milligan will ultimately have maybe another campus nearby, a second campus by the time we get to 15 years. Because we really are constrained in terms of space. I'd like to see Milligan have, and I say this carefully because I don't want any perception that we would weaken the liberal arts side of Milligan, but I do think we need to be looking at some areas in terms of technology and whether it's engineering or whatever. I think that we need to be looking in that way. I think we need to be looking even harder into healthcare fields, particularly this region is so strong in healthcare. So I think all of those can integrate well with a liberal arts education, but it may be that we have to expand some, off campus somewhere, build a technology campus or something like that, where we can offer some programs, computer programming, engineering, whatever they might be, bioengineering. Who knows 15 years from now what those might be. But I think we need to be nimble enough to be willing to embrace whatever the changes come our way and respond to those needs quickly and as best we can. That's tough. The college is a hard boat to steer sometimes because one of the things we believe in so deeply is that intimate faculty-student relationship, and those sorts of things we very much want to protect and preserve. But I really feel like we can build upon that foundation and add new programs and look dramatically different, but still really serve our primary mission and purpose in a beautiful way. I don't know if I answered your question or if that was a good politician answer or not, but you can. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to look a little more globally, and when you look globally, you do see around the world, you see more of an acceptance and an embracing of the liberal arts education and the importance of that foundation. That's what I reflected on a bit ago in my address. That there really is kind of a growing chorus around the world that really is what the foundation, the foundational element of education. It needs to be in the liberal arts so that people can communicate and think critically and ask the right questions, and you lay on top of that a professional degree. I tend to think that best degree is a solid undergraduate liberal arts degree. Sure, you may have a business major or major in biology or communications or whatever it might be, but I think you can build on that even at a graduate level. And in these days, as education has sort of ratcheted up, it used to be that you really needed a high school degree, and then it was that you really needed an undergrad bachelor's degree. Now it's almost a given that really what you need to set yourself apart is a master's degree. And I think every time you layer on, you have more opportunity to even become more focused in your professional field. But I think nothing should replace the liberal arts core. I think it is incredibly important, incredibly valuable. And I don't sense a lot of pressure on us to change that as long as we have the flexibility in our curriculum to allow students to focus as they need to be prepared for the workforce. And I think we do that. I think we have enough flexibility in our curriculum and in our course offerings and can have that in the future so that we'll be preparing students for their professions while still giving them that liberal arts base.